All right, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm in here a few minutes early. Y'all, somebody help me. Okay, there we go. Hey JP, I don't know what I'm doing, so we're gonna figure this out though. Hey Tiffany. Let me know if y'all can hear me too. Cause I also don't know where the audio is coming from. I have this microphone, but I think that's connected to that camera. Can y'all hear me? Hopefully you can. I'm gonna move this. Hey Terry, let me know if you can hear me. Because obviously I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, cool. Why does the camera flip? Do y'all actually look at this all the time with the camera the opposite direction? This gonna bother me. Okay, thank you. Hey Bree, I know you at work. Don't be getting in trouble. I'm gonna download the recording and see what I can do with it later, depending on how stupid I sound. I know. So my shirt, yeah. What the? This camera thing gonna trip me out. My shirt is from Brittany Janae, the filmmaker. She's from St. Louis. She lives out in LA. She was on the panel that we did at CIC in December, right before Christmas, with Erica, Chanel, and Winnie. And she has a whole bunch of other stuff too on her site, and she's been rolling out different merch and stuff. It's super hard for her for Black women in general in the film industry. So she's trying to bring some awareness to that and get people hyped. Oh, she also just joined Issa Rae's team. So I had to buy a shirt before she get all, big and famous and forget about us little people. I'm just playing. She wouldn't do that. This is weird, but we're just gonna go with it. I don't like that the camera is flipped, but I got my phones going so that at least I know what I look like in this one. This is my good side. I feel like it's flipped to my face, and I don't like it. Okay, but cool. It's almost 12, so I'm gonna get started. I don't even know how to do this, but I put a poll thing up there to ask people like how many of you have already started using your email list. Bree, you have. I see your emails a lot. Terry, did we set up an email list for Blossom Swim? I think you do have one. So let me know if you guys have already started using your email list and if you feel comfortable sending out emails, knowing what to send, when to send it, stuff like that. I sound great. No, I don't. I'm just playing. Thank you, Bree. Um, so if you have your email list already set up and you've already started using it and you feel like these comments coming so late, that's so distracting. And you feel like you are comfortable with knowing what to send to your email list and when to send it, let me know. And if not, that's what we're going to address today. So when I put up the link about MailChimp a few weeks ago and setting up your email list And the landing page, even if you don't have a website, is super important, because I think we've seen countless times that these platforms can go away. And what happens if you built your whole audience on Instagram or on Facebook? For instance, remember Vine? There were people who were famous just from Vine, and it got taken down. And of course, there's still some of the videos out there floating around on Instagram. You can watch, like, what do you call it? Vine compilations or whatever on not Instagram, YouTube. But those people built their audience on Vine, got famous on Vine, and some of them disappeared when Vine went away. Vine lasted for what, like 2 years? It wasn't even long enough for, I'm rebellious. It takes me a while to get onto the new stuff, because I'm like, this too new. I don't like it. It takes me long enough to figure out how to do this. Like, how long has Facebook Live been a thing? First time ever going live. So 2 years Vine was up, and I never even made a Vine account. So, but I knew about the famous people and all that type of stuff, the funny videos that would float around on Twitter, but then it went away. And what happened to those people? Most likely they had to start all the way over and make their audience, bring their audience, or make a new audience to whatever new platform they went to, when it would have been super easy for them to at least keep in contact with those people and let them know, hey, Vine is gone. I'm still making videos. I'm still funny. Move over to Instagram. Here's where you can find me. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so without an email list, that's super hard for you to do. We do not own these platforms at any time. Snapchat could go away. Facebook probably. I'm in a social media strategies class right now, and Tuesday we were talking about, like, what is the fate of Facebook, and we kind of came to a consensus that we kind of wish it would go away, but it's not going to go away. And if it does go away, there's going to be, yes, individuals would be mad, but businesses are it's gonna be like another market crash. There's so many businesses who advertise on Facebook, people who build a lot of their revenue around Facebook ads in general. But there is the possibility that it can go away. So even though those people are bringing in a ton of money through Facebook ads and stuff like that, hopefully they still have an email list. I was gonna say I guarantee they do, but I don't know. But they should. So now that you set up your email list, whether it's MailChimp, ConvertKit, I think I mentioned that right now. My computer does not like all of this extra technology. I think I told you guys that right now I've been using Squarespace's email marketing platform, and most of you guys probably already know. I use Squarespace for my website and most of my clients' websites. Not because of any like weird loyalty. I know people are like Wix, and then other people are like, no, you only need a WordPress website, whatever. I know how to use all of those, and I love all of those. But for convenience and for what most businesses need right now, Squarespace does pretty much all you need. And they're not paying me to say that, so it's what's worked for myself and a lot of my clients. And now they have built in an email marketing platform. The only thing that it doesn't do that MailChimp does is allow you to personalize the email. So, you get emails from stores and stuff like that, and it'll say like, hey, and it'll insert your name so that it feels personal. That's the only thing that it doesn't do to this point. And it's only been out a few months. I was in one of the pilot programs to test it. So they're rolling out new things all the time. You can set up automated welcome emails. There's analytics in there. It does pretty much everything else, and they look good. I know people stress out about like, can you make me an email template and blah, blah, blah. It looks just like any other email. Fashion Nova or who else blows up my email? Fashion Nova and somebody else. Groupon. All them stores, those nice looking, Victoria's Secret, all of those emails, they look pretty and they grab your attention and stuff like that. You can do all of that in Squarespace. So I also use MailChimp as a backup though. So everybody that has downloaded the website planning workbook from my website, you are automatically added to my email list that is located within Squarespace. But also, added to my MailChimp list as a backup. So I don't want no problems if any type of platform goes down. There's been times where MailChimp has been down. I don't know if you guys follow them on Twitter. They have a support Twitter account where people are like, my emails haven't gone out and I'm not getting this. So everything is technology. It has a possibility to fail. So always have a backup. I also back up all the emails from my list to a Google spreadsheet. Why would the doorbell ring right now? I back them all up to a Google spreadsheet. So I have 3 different ways to make sure I can reach my audience if anything ever happens to one of those platforms. God forbid they all go down at once. Okay, so now that I have a way to capture emails, what do I do with it? So I have these people's emails right now are like currency. You're not taking somebody's email and not giving them something in it in return. So that's why people really, really stress lead magnets or opt-ins, whatever people are calling them these days, because there's 1,000 people in this person's email every day. You get 1,000 emails every day. I actually have separated my junk email from my work email from my personal email because it's too much. So if I give you my email address, I want some value in return. And I think that's where us as business owners decide to like, ooh, I don't know. Okay, I got the email now. I know they're looking for something, but I don't know what to send. And we get paralyzed and then we just don't send anything. And I've done the same thing. I've also messed up of like what to send. So now I have their email. I'm anxious to send something because I know they're waiting on something. So now I'm just sending anything. And that's the wrong thing to do as well. So people ask me all the time what to send and when to send it. My answer is send when you have something to say and send when you have something to sell. Send when you have something to say and send when you have something to sell. Otherwise, it's going to show that you're being fake, that you're just in there talking and wasting their time. And that's when people decide to unsubscribe. So for instance, if you're a product-based business, send an email when you have a new product. Send emails about how to use your new product. Or let's say for people that are in the fashion industry, swimsuits, boutiques, stuff like that. If you have a new set of products coming in, you've updated inventory, anything like that, send an email then. If let's say one of the swimsuits or one of the jackets is selling really fast, send an email saying, hey, this is the top product. Everybody is wanting this. You better get it while it lasts, while supplies last. You see all of these things in commercials all the time, and that's all they're doing to you, is giving you a sense of urgency so that you feel obligated to buy. And y'all can do the same thing. I don't believe in tricking people into buying things, but the sense of urgency really works. So, or let's say you are, I don't know if, I think India's in this group. I think she has a skincare company. So these are actual products that could have, you know, some type of reaction in somebody's life. So if you're putting on lotions or body sprays and stuff like that, and maybe there's a product in there that might interact with something else that people wear, send them how to use this product, when not to. Of course, you're going to put that stuff in like the product description because you don't want anybody to be allergic to anything with any of the product. But people still might have questions. Send that information over to them. For service-based businesses, do you have a new service? Do you have a case study, a testimonial? Has somebody used your service, or have you provided a service to someone that has shown some result? Send that stuff to your email list, because most likely the people on your email list right now have come because you promised them something, or because they're kind of interested in what you got going on, but they don't know if they're ready to purchase from you, if they're ready to invest in your service. But if they see or read or hear that somebody else has benefited from it, they're more likely to buy. And I think there was a study, don't ask me where from, it was a legit study, but it said that it takes 7 times for people to interact with you before they decide to make a decision to purchase from you. 7 times. That means they didn't saw you on Instagram 3 or 4 times. They didn't been to your website a couple times. They added something to the cart and then was like, I don't think so. you have to stay in their faces. You have to make sure above everything that all 7 of those interactions are meaningful and enjoyable, and they didn't feel like you were blowing them off, or that you were being too salesy, which we can talk about that later. A lot of people are afraid of being too salesy, but commercials, advertise, like all of, you're selling. Now it's a difference between being pushy and being salesy to me, or being arrogant. I've gotten emails from businesses, service-based businesses, that seem arrogant, and that made me either unsubscribe or decide like, okay, I'm never going to purchase anything from this person. So personal brands, your emails can be motivational. They can have some type of life application. So something as simple as, I don't know how many of you guys have heard of Maddie James and subscribe to her Maddie Minutes emails in the mornings. Sometimes they're not even a paragraph, but it's like she sends them out at probably like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's always inspirational. And there's always a life application at the end about, you know, what it takes to wake up early, or I think she did one that was like Eat the Elephant, which is basically like, as business owners, we look at our to-do list and we get stressed out. But if you just eat the elephant one bite at a time, things get done. And that was an email 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all know I'm not a morning person, but reading things like that, that's motivational, and it's not strictly business, but she's talking to me as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, because she knows she is one, and she knows what it feels like to look at your to-do list and be stressed out. Those are things that you can send to your email list because you're talking to them. You want to relate to them. You want them to relate to you. Personal brands can also send like life updates. When I'm thinking personal brand, I'm speaking more of like an influencer who your sole like not purpose, but you're on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you're giving updates about your life all the time, and people are following you because they like following your life. Send those updates to your email list. And again, emails do not have to be 12 paragraphs. They do not have to have pictures and gifts and be all thought out that way. If it doesn't benefit your brand, your emails do not have to look like Victoria's Secret's emails. Your emails do not have to look like Kim McCarter's emails. She sends a lot of emails, and they're very long. It's like you just read a dissertation. But for her brand, you need all of that information. For yours, you have to figure out what works for you. I keep hitting this table. Content. Okay, so those are like general ideas of like what you can send to your email list. But as far as content, people are always like, okay, what do I give away for free? How much should I charge for this? Etc. So when we're thinking about the opt-in or the lead magnet that you're putting up in exchange for people's emails, how much information should you put in that lead magnet? My answer is always free content is the what and the why. So you're telling them like, this is what you need to do, and this is why you need to do it, and why it will benefit you. You never give the how for free because that's your expertise. So for instance, my website planning workbook shows you the things that you need to have in your website, things that you need to be thinking about. It's more like a checklist or like a brainstorming sheet, but I'm not telling you how to build your website yourself. Now you can attempt. And I think people get scared when they're like, okay, if I give them this information for free, what's stopping them from doing it themselves? Out of 10 people, 2 people probably are going to try to do it themselves. The rest are going to maybe attempt and then be like, I knew this wasn't for me. And those people, 8, I'm not a math person, those other 8 people are going to come back to you. Out of those 8 people, maybe 4 of them will be like, they're not ready, but the other 4 will be ready to purchase. It just depends. You're not going to get everybody every time, but there are people out there that just rather have somebody else do it. and that's your expertise. So do not give the how out for free. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Anybody got any questions specifically? Maybe this is like really slow. The comments. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to be on here forever and bore y'all. But I wanted to take you through a funnel that I did for the first time. So again, I'm not an expert on funnels, but I do want to. Okay, computer. I do want to kind of go through one that I've done and kind of show you how easy it was. And now it's not even a complicated one, but I think now I can take this from experience and kind of expand on it and maybe do a little bit more complicated one next time. But people are terrified of the word funnel. Sales funnel, emails funnel. I was terrified. I was like, I know I need this. I know all businesses have email funnels and sales funnels, and most of you have sales funnels and don't even realize you have a sales funnel. You just need to like write it out and see it. And that's what I was realizing. I had a sales funnel. It just wasn't organized in a way that I was doing it on purpose. And I think most people have that. So I spent like a whole weekend a few months ago, like just researching sales funnels. And I was like, this it? Like, okay, so there are really complicated ones, and it can be complicated depending on your business. But I was like, oh, I can simplify this for me, for what I have right now. So I think one of the things that you want to pay attention to with, did I even explain what a funnel is? All right. A funnel looks like this, right? So you got all these people at the top. And like I said, out of like the 10 people, whatever that you're talking to at a time, there's only going to be a certain amount of people that are going to be able to fit through that funnel and end up buying something from you. Funnel. You're taking this whole large group of people and funneling through the people that are actually ready for your product or service. So I did for the first time an email funnel. And to me, an email funnel is a sales funnel done via email. That's how I understand it. Now, that might not be what all the experts will tell you, and I don't know what they would tell you, but that's how I identified it. How can I automate a process, get those 7 touches and automate it with just an email? So I'm not posting on Instagram about it. I'm not running ads about it. And I did this as an experiment. I did not run ads. I did not post. I think I made one post on Facebook. There was no information. It was just a graphic. I wanted to see how many people would purchase this brand new service that I was thinking about if I just emailed them about it. So I don't even have a huge email list. There was about 180 people on my email list at the time. And this was just the end of last year. So in December, I was thinking I want to do brand alignment consultations. So I do a lot of like regular project consultations. But there's always like lingering questions at the end, and I find that people do project consultations. They want a website, they want a logo, they want whatever they're coming to me for. And through that consultation, I'm basically qualifying that person to see if they're ready for my service. And last year, I found that a lot of people were not ready. But I want to still help them to give them some tools so that they can get ready. Alana, just listening. I don't know how late these comments are, but whatever. So I wanted to give them some tools. So I'm like, okay, what other type of consultation can I have that is not a waste of my time? It doesn't take too much energy on my end, but can still give them some value and feeling like, 1, that they're working with me, 2, that they're working towards something, and 3, be enough of a resource and value to them that once they feel ready, they'll come back to me to do it. So I didn't want to waste no time. I didn't want to do too much work because I have other things to work on, but I still wanted to help people. So a brand alignment consultation is basically a conversation. Yeah, my computer is doing whatever it wants to do. A brand alignment consultation is basically a conversation. So I'm not building a website. I'm not doing a logo. I'm not doing anything. I'm just having a conversation with them and walking them through things that they've already really thought about, but they want to bounce ideas off of me, or they want me to look at something and tell them how to make it better, and give them some steps so that they can lead up to, okay, now you have everything you need to build your website, or now you have everything you need to, redo your Instagram account or whatever. So I wanted to do brand alignment consultations. In my head, I was like, this is about $150 service, because I'm giving you actual steps, actual tips. Especially now that I'm working with Terry, we're getting in depth about what you already have and what you need. So it was still worth some money, but it wasn't a lot of work on our end. So $147. I'm like, I'm just trying this out. I don't know if this is stuff that people will want or need. So let me discount it, at first, and then let them know, okay, between, it was Cyber Monday to December 31st, it's $47. After that, it was going to be $147. So sense of urgency, remember? So people are like, oh, I might need this. I'd rather pay $47 than $147. So let me get in now. That was the first step of figuring out how I wanted to funnel people in. Another thing that people do wrong with funnels, before I go forward, you have to know what the end is. Like, you can't funnel people through if you don't know what the end goal is. So I had to have my product and service ready to go and kind of mapped out first, and then figuring out, basically working backwards to figure out, okay, what does this person need before they make the decision to buy? So what are the 7 steps? And I didn't have 7, but how many touches can I get with them that are of value to get them ready to buy this service? So I came up with, and it was going to be a blog post, and it was 3 reasons why you are not attracting customers or clients. I wrote a blog post, and I was like, the main reason people aren't attracting, and I'm not saying that people aren't buying from you, you're just not attracting them to you, is your branding. It's confusing. It don't look good. Like, it's your branding. So I was like, okay, so that's the whole thing that I'm trying to fix. This is going to be the first step of my funnel. So I simply sent out an email to 180 people saying, these are 3 reasons why you are not attracting customers or clients, and it's because your branding is off. Either you don't know what you're trying to say, you're talking to the wrong group of people, or you don't look professional enough. I think that was basically the 3 reasons. I didn't pitch to them. I didn't offer them anything. I didn't tell them that they had to work with me. Nothing of that nature. Just simply connecting with them. Like, I know you've been struggling to get these clients, to attract clients to your page or to your website or whatever. Here's the reason why that's probably happening. First step of the funnel, sending that email, no pitch, identifying the problem. 2 or 3 days later, I sent an email saying, like, hey, remember those 3 things that I was telling you about? I think I have a way to help you. Here's a free branding alignment checklist. If you have questions, respond. Like, I invited them to respond and email me, like, if you need help with the checklist, or if you haven't really identified like what's wrong with your branding, like, let me know. A few people responded, but I saw that 12 out of 180 people, 12 people downloaded that free brand alignment checklist. And that had me thinking, like, at first I was like, damn, only 12, like, a lot of people clicked on it, but only 12 people downloaded. And I was like, out of 180 people, only 12 people downloaded it. But then I thought about a funnel. 180 people I couldn't have had conversations with 180 people. Just not possible. So, and that's why it's a funnel. It's only me. It's just me and Terry. We can't do all of that. So 180 people wouldn't have fit through the funnel. 12 people might. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me ignore the rest of the people. Now I know these 12 people are interested. So the next step was just responding to those 12 people. I completely just ignored the rest of my list for, the next couple of days, because they're not interested in what I'm offering right now. So for those 12 people, within a couple of days of them downloading that alignment checklist, I followed up, just sent an email just to those 12 people. How'd the checklist go? Did you identify what your problem areas are? Now I'm going to pitch. I think I have something that can help you. Now that you've had this checklist, now that you've checked off the things that you're doing right, the ones that you weren't able to check off, let's talk about it. Let's set up a consultation. I can help you. I'm going to give you action steps. I'm going to do a thorough investigation of what you're already doing so that I can identify the problems, and then we're going to match to see, if this is actually what the problem is, and figure out where to start. Out of those 12 people, 8 people booked. That profit margin right there, I was like, okay, this is when email funnels and sales funnels started to make sense to me. Out of the 12 group of people that downloaded that checklist, I got 8 people at $47, which is what, 370 something, off of 3 emails. And that was just an experiment. I didn't anticipate anybody. You always have oh, I hope everybody wants this service. I hope I'm gonna make some money. You always hope, and it's good, but you're not sure if you're communicating to them why they need it and what the value is of it. And people are weird. People don't buy people will spend that $47 on freaking Chick-fil-A instead of helping their business. So I really didn't know what was going to happen. So with the 3 email experiment, I made $376. I'm like, okay, I get email funnels now. And now basically I made $376 off of conversations. I didn't have to make a website. I didn't have to do any of that. And through this whole time, I only pitched them once. So I wasn't being pushy. I was just trying to help. And in the end, I got to help 8 people where I would have not ever been able to help 180 people. And then even after the consultation, I didn't really pitch to them. I'm just letting them sit. That was I think I finished the last consultation second week of January. I'm just letting everybody sit. Then follow up with them. Hey, personally too. I wouldn't send this out in a group thing, but to those 8 people, I'm going to follow up with them. Hey, we identified your problem areas where this, and this. How's it been going with that? Have you implemented anything different? Do you need any more help? We said that, once you got this and this and this done, you were gonna, come back for a website, or you think you're ready for the website. Now I'm staying in their face so that they remember I helped you with this. This was us. We did this. Come back and we're gonna finish it. And that was an email funnel. That's it. To me, I'm excited because now I feel like it's not that hard. Now that was an easy type of service. But okay, so let's say who's still in here so I can talk specifically about what you're doing. It might be Alana. I don't know who this one person is. How do you know? I don't understand this stuff. But let's use Jance, for example. Is that a good example? So let's say she wants to start offering one-on-one personal styling or closet overhauls or something like that. That first email could be 3 things you're doing wrong with your winter wardrobe. Just identify the problem. Let them know these are 3 things that a lot of people do wrong in the wintertime. Excuse me. Don't pitch to them. You don't even have to let them know about the service. You need to know about the service because you need to know how to funnel them through the funnel. But they don't need to know at that point. You just need to figure out who you can connect with. 3 things you're doing wrong with your winter wardrobe. Then the next time you talk to them, you're sending out to all the people on the list again. Remember those 3 things? Well, here's the lookbook I put together from my boutique of how to mix and match these things for your wardrobe for the winter. How to make 6 outfits out of 3 items or something, but it's from your boutique. So you're still getting your products in front of them. You're not really selling yet. You're selling subconsciously, but you're not telling them to do anything yet besides think about how you can turn these 3 outfits into 6 outfits. Giving them a lookbook, just some pictures, just something to look at so they can look at their closet and be like, oh, okay, I got that. I can take that with that. You're helping them for free right now. Nothing, no skin off your back, no money out of your pocket yet. some of those people are going to connect with that. They're going to be like, okay, yeah, I have been doing this wrong with my winter wardrobe. I've been wearing 2 pairs of leggings instead of buying, like, whatever their problem was. And they're either going to contact you or they're going to be ready for whatever your next pitch is. Then you can come back and say, okay, so you have these 3 things wrong with their wardrobe. I gave you, some things. Do you think that you have things in your closet that can fix this problem? If you do, or if you think you don't, book this consultation with me. I will do a video Zoom call with you while you have your closet in the background, and we're gonna work through all of your items of clothing to figure out how we can stretch your 3 outfits into 6 outfits. And that service can be $300. But you primed them for that service because you had them thinking about their closet, like, dang, can I mix this with that and make this? And now they're thinking, and there are going to be some people in that group of people that were interested, that were like, okay, I can do this myself. But somebody like me, I'm looking at the closet like, I ain't got time for that, or I don't understand well enough, or I don't feel like I'm fashionable enough. I'm gonna pay for that personal service. And again, I'm using Jance as an example, and she has clients all over the world, so that's why I'm saying do a video consultation. And again, you're making $300 off of a conversation. You're sitting at the camera, watching them go through their closet for an hour, and you're just making suggestions. And it needs to be personalized that way because, well, one thing, when it's personalized, you can charge more because you're giving them a one-on-one of your time, an hour of your time. But again, with fashion, you need to see body type, you need to see the actual items of clothing. That's why you can charge that premium price. And $300, James might be listening like $300 ain't enough, but I'm just giving examples. So hopefully that makes sense. Email funnels, it's not that hard. All right, I've been talking for like 40 minutes. I'm going to download this, send it out to everybody who was not able to make it to the whole thing. And now that I've kind of walked you through the funnel that I did, the email funnel that I did, and I even told you how much I made. What I started out with, 180 people, funneled them down to 12, then funneled them down to 8, made a little over $300. And I think there's probably everybody in here like, yeah, I would want to make $300 off of a conversation or off of 3 emails. And all of these things can be automated. That's the perfect part. And MailChimp, which I know MailChimp a little better than like ConvertKit or other platforms. You can use those platforms. I'm pretty sure they have the same capabilities, if not more, because they cost so much more. But with MailChimp, you can set up these sequences ahead of time. I wish I could. I know I can share my screen, but I don't know how right now. We'll figure that out for the second live. But I think in MailChimp, I think it's called sequences instead of funnels, but basically it's an email sequence. So, and you can set it to send out this email on this day, this time, then 2 days after that, send out this email, then 3 days after that. So, like, you can automate this process and make the money. Now, the only thing that I had to worry about after this was all automated was that, okay, what's my schedule looking like? Like, how am I, once these 8 people are ready to book, where am I going to meet them? Is it going to be video, phone? And we had a little trouble there, but there's some things that now I've worked out, and this second time around, I have the potential to double this, depending on, what the price point is and what the services I decide to offer for the next email funnel. Hopefully that helps. I feel like I'm just ending abruptly, but I also don't want to overwhelm you guys. So, yeah, I'm going to post this in the group. Email me, comment something. Let me know if you feel like you can apply this to what you're doing. If you feel like your business is so much different that this might not work, let me know, and we'll figure out how to adjust it so that it matches what you need to do. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I have like 6 phone calls that are making me money, so I'm going to have to go. But hope you guys enjoy your Friday. I'm gonna get it together on posting on Tuesdays and all the other days that I'm supposed to be posting in the group. But do not feel afraid to ask questions. Let me know what y'all need so I know what type of content to create, because this group is for you guys. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon.